All right, I watched a movie that has 233 votes on IMDb. It's a 2025 release, and I watched it on Amazon Prime. It is called Vulcanizadora. It's going to take me a little while to remember that title because it's all one word. And apparently, the word, it's a Spanish word that means tire repair shop, according to the director. But it's kind of hard to figure out what the title has to do with the movie as you're watching it. The movie is by a director named Joel Petroikis, and he's also one of the two lead actors in the movie, along with an actor named Joshua Burge. And they play a couple characters named Derek and Marty. And as the movie opens, they are making a trip into the forest, I think in the Great Lakes area. And we don't know exactly what they're doing. The reason I picked the movie is because I thought the cover of it and the trailer looked a little bit like Good One, my favorite movie of last year, and a little bit of Old Joy. And there is a little bit of both those movies in this one. I think anytime you get eccentric, dysfunctional characters that go camping, that's like a recipe for me, man. I like that kind of shit. Anyway, these two characters are going camping, but you also find out that there's an alternate agenda a little bit that kind of manifests itself as they go along. There's obviously a lot of mockery and ball busting that the two characters have. There's also a unique fascination that both of them have with explosive devices. They blow off some cherry bombs and a few like light explosives in the forest. I don't want to say anything else about this movie except that this is one of the great discoveries of 2025. This is an excellent movie. It is a movie that you think is going one way. You think it's about friendship and these kind of dysfunctional guys that are a little bit like outcasts of their society a little bit. One of them's a little bit manic. The other one's a little bit depressive. There's definitely a little bit of Jack and Miles in these two characters. But I don't even want to hint at the direction that this movie goes, and except to say that I could not predict where this movie was going. There is definitely something that happens to them over the course of this trip into the forest, this camping trip, and kind of turns into, it definitely has some comic elements in it, but it also turns into, I think, a pretty great tragedy about being unseen in the world. And, you know, you guys mentioned the almost famous quote. I mean, I thought about Lester Bangs' quote, the only true currency in this world is what you share with someone when you're both uncool. I mean, that's kind of what the ethos of this movie is. It's about two guys who are essentially outcast. And then there's also like a little bit, I don't want to say too much, but there's like a little bit of Shawshank Redemption in this movie. And I'm not going to exactly say how, but in the guilt of the survival and the idea that once you're in prison, you can never really be free. And again, that's all I'm going to say about it, except to say that Joel Petroikis, excellent director. I read on his biography that he's actually a film professor in his spare time at Grand Valley State University. So he does the Kevin Wilmot thing. I think he finances, his films through his career as an academic. Apparently, this is a sequel to a movie that he made about 10 years ago called Buzzard that is about the same characters. I've never seen or heard of Buzzard, but he says that you don't have to have seen Buzzard to understand this movie. And I was absolutely blown away by this movie. It is profound, it is deep, it is funny, it has great performances, and it just goes a direction you could never expect. So it is officially my second 4-star movie of 2025. It will be on my end of the year list. It has 233 votes on IMDb. Let's get that up there, okay? For indie directors like this is the kind of movie that I love. It is not a huge budget on special effects and contrived bullshit. It takes risks. It gets under your skin. It's a masterpiece. I'm just going to throw it out there. You guys need to check it out. It is a great, great movie. It is called Vulcanizadora. And I got to remember the title of that. It's going to be a tough one to remember, but it's a great movie.
And well done getting the year right, even though it says 2024 on IMDb. You actually figured out that it's a 2025 movie. Good job.
Yeah, the reason why I checked it out too is Rotten Tomatoes does their top movies of 2020, and I know we're getting close to our halfway mark. And this is a movie that has like 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. It has gotten very overwhelming support from critics, and you can see why when you watch it. I just encourage you, don't read anything about it. Just know it's about a camping trip. That's it. That's all you need to know, and that it's a great movie.